to the stream. Hey, buds. How you guys doing this week?
Hello.
Oh,
You guys doing good?
yeah.
Um, we have the whole gang here, and Russell in HD right now, looking fine.
No.
Mm.
But we'll get started for tonight. Um, Today is session 14. What used to be. Previously, the party made the trek to Valaki with intentions of finding a safe space for Irina. Uh, Soon after the party arrived, there was a clash with vampires, and a party member, Gusset, had fallen. A few days later, the vampire problem only got worse. During a dinner with the Baron of Valaki, word came from the guard that vampires were attacking the village and the church was on fire. The party rushed to the people's aid, only to be thwarted by Strahd himself. Some party members were in disbelief, as St. Andrew's bones were returned, so the land should have been consecrated. Strahd wanted to make a point that this is his land, and he is the one everyone must fear, and not to forget it. Before leaving, he imparted a invitation to the party for dinner. The Baron was accosted for his failure to protect the town and was subsequently stoned to death in the town square. And it didn't take long for the paranoia of the citizens to creep towards the party. Danica, the owner of the Blue Water Inn, warned the party there was a mob headed their way to slay the rest of those that brought this evil to their town. Escaping the mob of over 30 people, the party headed northwest at the behest of Cain, where Augustus's soul now inhabits, seemingly unable to escape this plane even in death. Searching for werewolves, the party stumbled upon Rictavio's tower and were almost killed in a trap that was set off when a caravan parked out front exploded. They met with Rictavio in the top of the tower and discovered he was none other than the famous vampire hunter Rudolf van Richten. After hearing about the dinner invitation from Strahd, Van Richten advised the party to use this opportunity to learn about their mutual enemy and perhaps acquire more allies in the future. Before parting ways, Van Richten gave the party an ancient item known as the Symbol of Ravenkind, a powerful artifact to harness against the evil of this land. We pick up tonight with the party waking up in the morning after attaining level 5. So, let me open up the little map for you so you can see. Let's see here. Oh, that's not the button. This is the button.
Press that button.
Almost. There you go. So, go like this. Boom. So, you guys are in kind of early morning. Got a good night's rest. And I believe, Adon, you're now in possession of the Symbol of Ravenkind. You get the sense that perhaps this is what the Vistani tarot reading was sending you here for.
So, have we slept yet, or is this still the same
It's the
night?
morning.
Okay,
It's the morning. Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, you're
Getting
good.
my notes out, and I was distracted.
You didn't listen to my sweet intro? All right.
I listened to most of it, yes. I just missed that part. Well, I don't think this is for me. This isn't something I can use. It seems to need somebody that worships a higher power, um, of a good faith. Do any of you think you could use it?
Henry is currently still sleeping. He's sleeping in from yesterday's debacle.
I could try.
Anybody else? Anybody that
Not
we trust?
not me. Even if I really was fitting the description, I worried what it might do to me in my current species or form.
Yes, that's true. So it's not me, it's not you, it may be Shriek. Henry's sleeping. Thrud,
Um, I mean, I can give it a shot.
do you worship a higher power?
Well, not really, but you know.
All right,
like-
all right. Here you go, Shriek. Just don't screw it up like the last time, and I'll toss it over to the bird.
To Shriek.
Yeah,
Rick immediately swallows it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
with the bone.
I'm joking. So what? Can I get a physical description of this thing?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. I'll show you.
You can have a picture if you want.
Yeah.
Would you like a photograph?
Definitely, probably not
Oh.
edible.
Oh man,
Okay.
that looks
All
a
right.
little
It would-
dangerous.
That's
That
what
would
we call a colon cleaner. Okay.
Coming out sideways.
That's an FCG saw blade if I ever saw it.
It's a Beyblade, actually.
Let her
That
rip,
is
let her
legitimate.
rip, baby.
Beyblade on a gold chain. Hold on. Alright, I don't think I have any.
Oh man, I closed Sirenscape because it was blasting me in the ears like 20 minutes before stream. Now I gotta reopen it.
Right.
Totally forgot.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I have that would allow me
There we
to. Um. Yeah. Yeah. So can I do some sort of educated fiddling? I don't know what that would be called. I'm using my knowledge of the Eldritch and the abhorrent to divine its uses.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that the party members who are up there discussing things with Van Richten would have probably imparted on you the knowledge that he gave. It has the ability to utilize specific spells. It has a set number of charges to use. You can expend one to hold vampires. You could expend 3 charges to turn the undead, and you can expend 5 of the charges to basically present the holy symbol to cast sunlight.
But not just anybody can do this thing.
Van Richten said he was unable to use it because he really doesn't have the faith required to attune to it.
The faith required to attune to it.
Yes.
That's interesting. That's interesting wording.
It's a
Over like
make an Arcana check or make a religion check.
So I have been reading and studying the Hymns of Dawn, which is a volume dedicated to the Morning Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that would help me in any way to do that. But okay, so I am going to. You said Arcana. Oh, bro,
Yeah, let's do an Arcana.
You should not have.
With
said
your
that.
with your background, trying to figure out how to use special
Are you
items.
kidding me? Hold on. I'm about to use my. Well, unless you don't think it's necessary, but I'm about to.
Kenku
use
recall.
my. Yeah, Kenku
It,
recall.
I would advise it.
Okay, Kenku recall. Oh yeah, I don't think I have a slot for this yet.
It's okay. I think you can use it like a certain number of times.
Yeah, it's
Depending on
equal to
level.
my proficiency, so I can do 3.
Oh, nice. Yeah, everyone's
I-
proficiency went up by 1 too.
I
Level
had.
Yeah.
Oh, that okay. So my ammo. Can I change this to 3? There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna use 1.
His sorcerer ammo.
Oh, my Kenku ammo. Okay, now we're gonna go back to skills. We're gonna go back to Arcana. Sucker, come on, don't do me dirty. You son of a
10?
gun, dude.
Okay, I mean that's better. You don't get as much of an arcane essence from this item, and it's more of like a divine essence.
Mhm.
That's kind of where you're kind of the feeling you're getting from it.
Okay, so maybe a religion check instead, maybe.
I mean, you could.
All right, come on, don't
Yeah,
fail me.
sure.
Don't fail me now. That was outside the box, but I hope it lands inside the box. Of course, I rolled a 19 outside the box and it doesn't read it.
Correct.
Okay, hold on.
Correct.
Where is my? I gotta find it again. There we go. Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah, this thing hates me. I have never rolled good inside of this game. I'm just gonna say.
From you're at that point now where you're making the connection that like it's probably isn't going to work for you. That someone who's has a very deep connection with something other as far as faith, like it has a very strong divine essence coming from it, and just from how long Van Richten's had it, it's like, dude, if this could have been used by anybody, he would have been able to utilize it by now.
Ugh. Self-righteous vindication oozes from this thing. I throw it back to Don. There's no way I could utilize a trinket like this.
Fine. I'll get the rabbit. I'll walk over to Henry and kind of kick his shoulder a little bit.
Oh, get the
Yeah,
rabbit.
The disrespect.
Oh, is everybody up?
Just wait on you.
That's all right. I'm sorry.
Kane's in the corner just sloshing elixirs together and
Yeah.
What's
cooking up a batch.
what's the deal? Is everyone all right?
I think you should take this. This is what Van Richten gave us.
What Oh, it's that amulet.
Yeah, the one that needs somebody who,
Well,
prays and such.
Isn't it something to do with ravens?
No. Nope.
All right. Well,
Never heard of her.
can let me see it, I guess.
All right. I'll hand it to him.
I'll take it from him.
All right, you want to spend an hour, a short rest to try to attune to this, or like an hour to attune?
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah. Because of the requirements for it, I'm gonna have to have you make a religion check to see if you can make it work. Yes.
As we were coming here, what kind of wildlife did we see,
Oh God.
if any at all?
Obviously crows and ravens.
My mortal enemy.
Probably, perhaps a deer or two, a gangly looking deer. But it was kind of eerily quiet on the trip so far.
Yeah, I've got a -1 to religion, so.
Homie's religious doesn't have a good proficient addition to it. Right.
100%.
While this is going on, Thrud would like to go hunting for a little bit.
Oh, in the morning?
Yes.
I'll come with you. I need something.
What?
I'll stay behind. Don't worry.
Very well.
Cool.
Come on.
Okay.
And during that hour, I'll also spend, I don't know how much time it takes, but I'll change one of my infusions from the homunculus to a mind sharpener enchantment on my clothing.
Ooh, what does that do? Let's go.
It allows me, it has 4 charges each day, or 1d4 charges that it gets back each day. and if I fail a concentration check, I can spend a charge to succeed instead.
Oh, that's cool. Yes,
Yep.
sounds good. You feel like, Henry, it's going to take a little bit longer than an hour to kind of continue to figure it out. So if you would like to kind of keep focusing on it, you feel like you're close.
Yes.
Um,
I will take
but
more time.
perhaps there's more meditation or prayer that needs to be done. You feel the connection you have to the Stormlord be kind of it's strained being this far off in a way. Like the connection to the Stormlord is almost like not as strong as you're used to it being, and it's something that's sat in the back of your head that's really kind of coming now to a head of this place is something else. It's dangerous, and it's but in any case, so you're gonna continue working on that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay. So Thrud and Adon. So Adon, you're just kind of following behind Thrud.
Yeah,
Looking-
sneaking like on my tiptoes. I think.
Okay. Make a survival check, Thrud. See if you can track something down.
Oh,
Nice.
so good.
First roll of the night.
Natty 20.
Everybody throughout is here to pick it up.
Yeah, thank God, since everybody's rolling, it's like single digits.
Oh God. Okay.
Kind of as Thread starts tracking, kind of recalling that Adon did say he was coming with him, Thread's gonna kind of like stop, look over his shoulder for a second. Were you looking for anything in particular, or?
Don't move.
He's muted.
Oh, that's so awkward.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah,
He's like talking, nothing's coming up.
we will know when we see it. Well, I'll let you know. You'll. Yeah.
I don't think you know how it works. You don't just simply walk in and.
Well, I was hoping you could, shoot a Well, I guess we don't have to shoot it, but I need an owl feather.
Yo.
Was that so hard to ask?
Well, no, well, that's not the only thing, but that just came up on my mind. You know how I get kind of sidetracked and such. Well, that's just
100% like Captain Price stuff like that.
Prefer for you to be a bit quiet while we're out here.
I'll do my best.
Just tell me what you need.
I need a stick.
Tell Papa what you need.
Rod would like to find the smallest stick he can find, and he's gonna pick it up, turn around, and just point it at Don.
No, that one won't do. It needs to be better. It has to be the stick.
Don,
Not just a stick. I don't think you understand what I'm asking for.
I will
need-
hang you off of a tree.
No.
Here.
Maybe I could find a stick up there. Wait. We'll find it. It's okay.
So, oh Jesus Christ, let me get rid of this. So, how about you make a perception check for me, Adon, since you're kind of trying to keep an eye out.
Rod is going to die.
Or he's looking for owls. He's not looking for anything else.
Nah, man, with a roll like that, he's looking for trouble.
Wubble.
Always look for trouble. Right here.
Okay. Here
When
we
you
go.
walk 5 feet, the ground opens up. There's a tongue and teeth hanging at your feet.
P and that stands for pool.
Not again. That's
Just so you guys can see what's going on, I'll park you over here.
We've been moved.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been.
So, hope this
Oh,
works.
mine.
Shriek, Henry, and Kane, you're not really here. I just figured you might want to watch. So, as you guys are walking through the woods, and Thread, you're kind of tracking, and you're kind of looking at the ground. You're looking at the some of the branches that are pulled back, twisted. Some of the footprints. You're very certain that there is a massive deer, like very large, just by the size of the prints. You guys kind of come through some of the thicker trees into like a small clearing, and you kind of look across as the tracks kind of continue leading southward. You notice there's hunched figures that lurch through the mist that kind of blankets the forest, and their gaunt bodies are all covered in needles. I'm going to have you. We get. Oh my Jesus. Okay. Add those dudes. You
Uh-oh.
count. Make a perception check, Thrud. You count 5. Let's see. I wish I had a stream deck to hit a button. Where's Sirenscape?
The end of the world as we know it.
Yes. Where are we? It's got to be in here somewhere.
I feel
was joking
fine.
when I asked you that question earlier, Tim. I didn't mean to take it literally.
Load, damn it. Load. Dude, Sirenscape's like online players dog shit.
Oof.
It's so bad. It takes forever to load. I'm like, dude, I don't understand.
Looking at you, Sirenscape.
Boom, cross
Dude, straight up, I'm calling him out. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, there goes sponsorship.
Oh.
YOLO. I just want some cool music. There you go. I need you guys to roll initiative as these strange lurking creatures kind of stumble towards you guys. This is kind of like the imagery that you see. Almost like wooden in nature. Alright, so top of the round, Thrud. That you can see they're kind of all stumbling and walking in your direction.
I would ask if they see us, but clearly since they're walking towards us, they see us. Okay, yeah, come on. Thank you. Thrud will pull his great axe out. I'm gonna
Okay.
move. Oop. To there.
Alright.
I'm going to cast. Since I now have multi-attack,
Yes.
since I just got this, if I were to activate reckless attack, will that count for both, or is it just one?
You can I'm fairly certain you can just decide to go reckless for the turn. Let's see. What is it? What does your card say?
Have advantage on melee attack rolls using strength during your turn, but attack rolls against you have advantage until your next turn. So I'm assuming it means both?
When you make your first attack on your turn, you decide to attack recklessly.
So what I'm asking is, will that also count for the second one?
Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you again.
Your first attack.
There you go. Only your first attack, not your second attack. Only your first.
Okay, because it does not say just my first attack.
Homie, I will screenshot this.
I am looking at reckless attack on my
Yes.
and it does not say first. It just says when you do so, you have advantage on melee weapon attack rolls.
What are you talking about?
For reckless attack.
Yeah.
It does not say first. Me.
Hold on. Let me screenshot this. I will just read it to you. It doesn't matter. In any case, it only works for your first attack.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know, because like I said, it does not say first for me.
You're gonna have to screenshot that and send it to me, because Something's not right on your end, then.
I
am concerned.
100%.
Let me see. I want to see this.
Trust me, if it said first, I would not have asked such a stupid question.
What sorcery is going on your end?
I don't know.
I think Russell's right, at least from on D&D Beyond. It does say when you make your first attack, that's when you have to decide if you're attacking recklessly.
But it
That
works
is
for all-
weird. Because
works for all
on
your
your
attacks.
character sheet on my end, unless
You have hidden DM info.
Oh.
Like I said, I seriously would not have asked such a stupid
what is
question.
going on
There's
with
no-
this fantasy grounds?
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
No, no.
It was.
No.
Just a question that comes from stupid people.
Well,
I feel
God.
attacked
Yeah.
on
Now,
it.
I was just gonna. I was like, that was aggressive. That's
Oh no, I wasn't saying this one was.
that was aggressive, JD.
I
That was.
wasn't targeting you.
Oh my God.
Just
I feel like
Targeted.
Russell.
Targeted.
I feel like
doesn't
you
have
should
to be.
feel attacked, Russell.
Like I said.
I don't understand why I can open up yours on my end and it gives a different description to what. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it says doing so gives advantage on melee attack rolls. It's just you have to choose on your first attack to go reckless.
What sorcery is this?
I'll roll with it. There we go. So
Oh.
you're attacking recklessly.
The Cryptarch is confused.
Make sure you target him.
I'm too tired for this right now.
Here we go.
That button, and then that. That button. There's 24.
Ooh. Oh god, yeah.
Almost
Jeez.
backstab.
Oh yeah.
You pull back and you slice through the bark kind of flesh that this needle blight kind of contains and just crumples to the ground, and it's like almost freezes in place, like it's just now animated wood. Now it's just frozen there with all these like thorn spikes out of it. You go.
And then with multi-attack, I'm gonna turn and look at the other one. So are we allowing reckless attack for both?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Because the payoff is this. Everybody can gang up on you and get advantage, and it could be a bunch of creatures,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Another almost
Ooh.
devilish I saw there first.
Kind of slash through the side, and it's like the wooden kind of thorn-like material kind of like slops off and falls to the ground like an unanimated branch, but he's still kind of standing. He's not happy.
That'll be my turn.
All right. The one needle blight just kind of like steps over close to you, targets you, and he's gonna reach out with these like pretty large claws and it's gonna slash out towards you. Let's see. Oh, he has advantage. Okay, cool. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah, 19 does it.
Okay. Ooh, 7 points of damage is because scrapes across your chest, and it doesn't feel much to you. You kind of shrug it off. That'll end his turn. The one that you attacked is like, bruh, come on. He's going to, whoops. He's going to reach out towards you with his claws. There we go. Ooh, a 19 again. Another 7. So this one also kind of cuts your other side, and you're just there with your great axe, just shoving him back. Adon, you're up.
Hello. Okay. I learned a new trick last night, Crud. Watch this. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
I'm gonna choose. First I'm gonna go for the one that's already damaged, but I get 3 attacks.
Yes.
Okay. Ranged spell attack. Let's see. I always forget what my. Is it intelligence modifier plus proficiency bonus? Is my.
Well, you're using Scorching Ray. You just click the little.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah.
It'll automatically kind of take it into account. I believe for you guys it's intelligence plus your proficiency, so you get a +8 on the attack.
So it's the attack roll. Let's see what happens. Oh,
Oh God!
Oh
Hey.
my.
the 27 hit.
Yeah, I think it will.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, those are some cool looking dice.
Woo.
You have to roll to hit for each one, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna.
It was like
I didn't know if it would do it
multiple
all at the
attacks.
same time, or if I would have to do it one at a time. That's what I was gonna
Oh,
do
It's
it one
neither
at a
here nor
time.
there.
We did learn GD when I was playing last campaign. You can multi-target, and it will roll for all.
Each
Okay.
one, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna target the other two then. And we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Ju-
Those
just
both
for
hit.
spellcaster to know if you have something that like you can multi-attack with
Yeah.
like that, you can.
Oh,
as long
but
as you're
that-
focusing multiple enemies.
But that damage does the same damage to both. That's the problem. Like it should be different damage to you.
You want to roll different damage dice for each one, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I assumed so because I have to make a different ranged spell attack for each.
6. Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't matter
I
to me.
I guess the multi-target's good for like casting, maybe to hit. Or it doesn't really matter. It's whatever you'd prefer. But the first one that you hit just pierces right through the head, and it's just like kind of the upper part of the jaw just hanging there with like no head, and just falls over like, and just slams into the ground as the two other rays kind of fly by Thread and slam into the other blights.
It's PTSD attack of fire now.
Drunk. Let's see. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Magic Stone on some pebbles that I have in my pocket.
Okay.
To get them ready. And that's it for me.
All right. Blight 14 is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to come over here. He's going to target you. And he's going to reach his hand up, Adon. He's going to shoot needles out of his hand
Oh no.
towards you. Was a 19 hit?
That's a hit.
Okay. You take 5 points of damage from that. That'll end his turn.
Sure do.
The other needle blight, not very happy with the smoldering, like missing chunk on his arm, on his shoulder. He's going to also target you, and he's going to lift up his arm, his other arm that's not smoldering, and blast some needles in your direction.
Oh no.
17?
Yeah.
Okay. 6 points of damage in your direction. So this is going to... That'll end their turn. Thrud, you're up.
I'm going to just swing out at the one next to me.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh. Somehow my max HP got missed.
Woo. You kind of swing out and just crunch him right in half.
And then, seeing that one kind of what Thrud would perceive as die, he's going to move 5 feet, and I'm going to I'm gonna swing out at this one.
Woo, that'll hit.
What Thread would perceive as die.
10 points of damage. Just, and you kind of have to put your foot up and pull it out of his body.
Yeah, that's something
Still
I can do.
standing. Adon?
Oh. Alright. I'm gonna pull my slingshot out. Oh, I got a subject. And I'm gonna use my magic stones to shoot it this boy here.
Okay.
If it will work. There we go. I got it. Oh,
Ooh, natty 20.
Let's go, baby.
all right. And then it does. So the magic stone does 1d6 plus my spell casting ability mod. So it does 2d6 plus my spell casting ability mod. Yes.
All dice are doubled.
Okay. That's. Oh, I should have. Oh yeah. I don't know if that does.
And it
the
already
damage.
adds it in.
Well, I did it. I have a
nice.
special keybind thing.
Nice. And then, damn.
Unfortunately, it doesn't do the damage to him.
Oh, I'm like trying to figure out like what's happening right now. You kind of pull back and let go, and it kind of just slams right through his head, and it just was like reaching up to attack Thrud, and it's just frozen.
That's all I can do. Threat. Sorry.
This blight's just gonna move forward, and try to rotate around you, Thrud, as you're trying to like slam him with your great axe. And he's gonna attack you with a claw. And just kind of they're kind of bulky and kind of like slow, and you kind of dodge out of the way. That's his turn. Thrud, you're up.
Alright, I'm just gonna. Oh. This is 25 hit.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Instant death.
Instant death.
This
Just all right. Now,
And more.
it seems like the concern has passed, as these creatures are just, for all intents and purposes, just chunks of wood at this point, and similar to like thorn bushes, they have these long needles that kind of protrude from the wood bark of their exterior, but just non-moving at this point, dead.
I would like to reach down and, if they're like close, like if the needles are close knit together on these things, I want to just grab a handful and like kind of like snap them off or pull them out, however they come off.
Yeah, they're about like 7 inches. They're like, I guess you'd equate it to like the size of like a pen. And
In
about
that case,
half an inch wide. They're really rather large.
I'll grab 2 handfuls then.
Okay. Yeah, you can put 2 handfuls of needle blight needles. Maybe like 20, like maybe like 20 needle blight needles. Easy to kind of snap off their body.
Kind of grabbing those and sticking them in his bag. Thor's gonna kind of sling his axe over his shoulder. He's gonna turn to look at Don. Was that the stick you were looking for?
Nope. Still on the journey.
Where does Henry when I need him? Very well, come on. There's something that seems rather sizable around here that we could probably eat.
You're gonna continue tracking the that deer.
Am I able to tell roughly if the
How fresh they are?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're close.
Kind of just taking a minute to find them again for a little scuffle. I was gonna kind of reach down and mess around with it for a minute. Okay. Well, come on, Adon. This thing is, whatever this is, it is nearby still.
Adon, you walk by, kind of like stepping over the needle blights, and you kind of see the one needle blight hand that's kind of like this. Like you kind of step by and you look at the ground. It looks like to be made of wood, just like it's frozen in place.
I'll jump up and give him a high five.
Well, it's just like it's the severed one that got cut off by
Oh.
Thrud, and it's just laying there. I wasn't sure if you might have wanted it for anything.
I'll take it just to scare people with,
Yeah, people with.
scratch
Okay.
their back or whatever.
You put in your inventory needle blight hand, wooden. So you're continuing to track. Adon, did I make you perception check? Yes.
Yeah, roll a 9.
Roll a 9. All right, you guys are continuing your adventure. Kane, Henry, and Shriek. You're kind of still at the Van Richten's tower, kind of doing your thing. Let me put you guys here. Put you guys back on here.
Is there anything like useful around here?
It's mainly just and debris and empty crates.
I guess I'll just be reading. I guess I'll just be reading while they're doing all this.
Okay. Kane? Oh, sorry. I figured you were still.
Yes, yeah. I was just gonna say
Doing your thing.
I'm still working on the amulet.
You're
Yep.
trying to do that? Okay. I might. I had a thought of what with my cup of alchemy. I want to start like experimenting to try to see if maybe there's any other substances that vampires are weak to or that they're strong to, and so I'm just gonna like test out like I'll probably use 3 out of my 4 charges for the day and just do like a thing of honey, a thing of caffeinated juice, and a thing of wine,
Okay.
and just like test out like first like on my skin and then a little bit on my tongue and like that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's like seeing if anything has an effect, either positive or negative.
The wine tastes exquisite. It is morning now for you, Kane. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Not horrible, but you are. You do notice that the skin on the back of your hands is tighter than usual, and it's almost like your first thought is like, "Oh, geez, I'm dehydrated. I probably should get a drink." And you're like, "A drink? A drink of blood?" And then you kind of just steel yourself, and you kind of shake off that thought, and you just kind of you're able to suppress it for right now. But you have a feeling that soon you may want to top up.
Mm-hmm. Is my cup able to produce things besides the listed stuff on there? I remember we kind of talked about it.
You've had this cup for quite some time. You've never been able to discern that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you know, this is it.
Gotcha. Besides like my experimental elixir stuff
Yes.
or like components.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just try to keep myself busy by testing stuff.
Yep.
Not thinking about
Everything you test. Let me see. Let's see.
Yeah, I just started from the bottom of the list.
Yeah, those ones, no issue. You've also used a lotion to kind of a cup
Right.
full of lotion goes a long way. So you able to kind of use some of that, and that seemed to be okay as well. But no issues.
All right.
Henry,
Yes.
it takes you about 2 hours before you're able to fully attune to it and discover it. So I did move it to your inventory. So you're more than welcome to kind of peruse that item. and the actual benefits and stuff that you gain from it in terms of the ability. Um, yeah, there you go.
Oh, very nice. Oh wow.
Are you a man of the cloth now?
All of a sudden, yes, I have loincloth.
Oh, nice.
You are now ordinated?
I am now ordinated, yes. Very nice. Okay, great.
You kind of take some extra time and able to kind of stiffen your connection to the Storm Lord, and
Stiff with
being
the
able to um, really discern how to utilize this and what it means to the people of Barovia, just from this inkling you have in your gut from just focusing on it, praying, and just taking that time. You just this is useful.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
But are you guys at the Van Richten's tower, just kind of like hanging out, waiting for Fred and Adon to return? Or are you guys gonna do anything in the meantime?
Oh, yeah.
I
just
am.
figured I'd take the room.
I'm resting and
Okay.
chilling. That's all I'm doing.
Anything you wanted to do, Kane?
Well, after I guess Henry looks like he stopped focusing, I'll go ask so did you manage to get a handle on whatever it is?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Oh, um,
on the amulet, I mean.
yeah. It's it took a little longer than I'd like to admit, but it seems pretty straightforward.
It is specifically against, well, I guess my kind, right?
Uh,
At least from
yeah,
what I heard from you guys that
yeah.
he said.
It's definitely not friendly to vampiric entities.
Only
you want to-
vampiric, or just the undead in general?
Well, it can affect the undead if under the right circumstances, but it seems that it's really just geared towards vampires.
Do you think it would be useful to try testing it out, or that it might be too dangerous?
No, it's probably all right. I'll look at Kane, and I will I'll squeeze the holy symbol in my hand, and I'll expend a charge for hold vampire.
Okay. So Kane, you kind of standing there, just with your cup in hand, and you're just looking at him. You see him hold up the holy symbol, and you can see the lightning kind of crackle from his shoulder all the way up, and then the stone that's in the amulet itself starts to glow, and it's crackling with lightning. And you need to make a wisdom saving throw,
All right.
please. Perfect. Um, so you just find yourself just unable to move. You drop your cup, and you're just you can't move. You're like frozen.
All right, so it doesn't seem to.
I think it's working.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to do any sort of damage, but it's definitely good for restraint. as you can clearly see.
Make another wisdom saving throw, Kane.
Oh,
Still stuck. You're still you just can't shrug it.
Jeez.
yeah. I'll just be standing there.
A minute passes by, and then you feel the power from this holy symbol fade, and you kind of like regain your senses, no longer paralyzed.
Ah, yeah. That's pretty good. Ah,
It's definitely not bad. Well, not bad for us at least.
yes. Actually, do you, Treek? Do you mind if he tests it on you?
I don't think it would have any effect on me.
Right. That is what I'm curious about. Not suspicion of you, more of what it does.
I mean,
Go for it.
give it a try. I'll turn and look at Shriek and do the same thing. Expend a charge.
Okay.
Try to use hold vampires on him.
So you kind of pointed at Shriek. Kane, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I guess it's not really a pointing thing.
You feel like your arm tenses up, and you're like, come on, and you can tell that it's not a target, it's perhaps a range, but Shriek, you're good.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I felt it.
Whoa.
yeah, I definitely did it.
I felt
guess
this holy
it's not
symbol.
Directional.
Totally simple.
As
Um,
got hard with the Storm Lord.
I guess I was thinking that maybe it could be useful in case we do come across someone who is suspicious, or if we want to figure out if someone is a vampire of a sort.
That's definitely not a bad idea.
It will be handy to have. And well, I imagine that having something against vampires will be maybe a good thing to have on and show off when we meet the werewolves.
I believe it will be a strong tool.
And speaking of that,
I added that to your actions, Henry,
Oh,
so you can
huge.
track how many you have. Sorry.
speaking of meeting with them, I don't think we're that far away, and we still do have the problem of what to do with me.
Well,
I
don't think you.
I don't think they would take kindly to my form, right?
Well, we don't know for sure. It might just be. It might just be them. I mean, they might recognize you solely by, your face, but maybe it's not necessarily them being against vampires, but against Strahd himself.
From Kane's recollection, I believe it's more of they see us as enemies, if just for the reason of us kind of attacking them or them attacking us, that sort of thing. I had a thought maybe it would be a good idea to bring me maybe bound in rope or something like that. Not trying to trick them into thinking I'm your prisoner, but just to show them that I am not meant to be a threat.
It's definitely not a bad idea.
Like I have rope, but something like that. And if it needed to come to it, I think I could get out of bindings like that by shifting my form. I haven't actually done it yet, but or at least since I know Kane has done it, so should be fine.
Little emphasis on should.
Actually, yeah, I guess I did do it before when we were leaving the town. But I'll like shift into a mist form.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And kind of like, well, I can't say anything when I'm in there, and then I'll shift back into Kane form and go. I think that should let me get out of any rope or anything if we needed it.
Yeah, I'd say so. Holy wow. That is impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, for certain.
But yeah, so that was sort of my thought. I don't know if anyone has any other suggestions or.
I mean, I don't. I think we're pretty well. I think we're as prepared as we can be.
Well, I guess we can see when Adon and Thrud get back from their vacation or whatever they're doing. See if they have any thoughts or if we're ready to go. Well, I guess, Tim, would I know how far we would be from like the rough area where I know? I don't remember
you
what
reference
part
the
of
map
the
again
lake
that, that you have.
Okay. It is like the
and,
northwestern part of the lake.
Yeah, there's a clearing to the northwest of Lake Baratok.
Okay.
Or the section of woods here, basically, essentially, the farthest point away from the castle is kind of where they like to hang because they're cowards and
Phew.
they're disgusting dogs.
Jeepers. What is happening?
That's Kane. That's Kane.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's his inner monologue, and you kind of catch yourself for a minute slipping.
And I guess actually it may even be good to have me tied up in case some of past memories or instinct may cause me to act rashly. I've been feeling a bit restless lately.
Restless how?
I'm sure it's fine. Maybe just getting used to the new body form, whatever you would like to call it.
Right. Well,
So you guys are checking in, right? Having a discussion. We'll switch over to Thrud. I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Pat?
no.
Oh, okay. I have a genius idea. I'm gonna make everybody into a VTuber, and then that way anyone who doesn't have a cam could just put up a little VTuber version of yourself.
Yes.
That will move their mouth. But Thrud and Adon, you continue kind of following the tracks, which go back into the dense kind of chunk of woods. in the clearing where you had the encounter with the blights, you clocked, Thrud, that there was whatever deer was feeding at that time there, kind of hanging around a bit and then headed south. You do notice, you and Adon both kind of hear a deep wolf howl in the direction of where the deer you're chasing. You want to just continue tracking this?
Does it sound different from the howls we've heard before?
No.
Um,
Well,
okay.
I would say this: make a nature check.
Philstain.
Okay, not bad. It sounds deeper than the howls that you heard from the dire wolves you guys encountered multiple times. You're not sure if it's just a different breed of dire wolf or it's just you do sense that it's a little bit different. It's more deeper and prolonged.
Hearing that, Thread's gonna stop in front of Adon. He's just gonna look at him over his shoulder. Do you want to keep pushing towards this, or is your stick not that important to you?
Wow. I mean, we already had one good encounter. Do we really need to risk it?
I don't know. You're the one that followed me out here looking for a stick of all things.
And you're welcome. If I weren't there, you might have been, you know. They might have made you into one of those stick people.
I literally just survived an explosion a night ago. I'm not worried about a couple of those treemen.
So did, well, most of us.
Not the treatment.
All right, well, if you want to go, I'll follow you, but I'm gonna go right behind you. And I'm running if there's something. I'm not helping you.
They're gonna take a minute. And he's gonna just like look Adon up and down. Adon, I mean this in the utmost nicest way I can say these words. Whatever is in these woods, you will never be able to run away from on those some little things you call legs.
Oh, you watch me.
God, I could run 2 steps and cover thrice the distance you can cover.
Okay.
Just come along and be quiet.
Okay.
Thrud is going to attempt to just keep moving towards this thing a little quieter than he was prior.
Thrud, what if we make a little backpack for you? And I'm up there and I'm like a little.
You.
I'm like a little. I shoot the slingshot off your back.
I am not carrying you, Adon.
Okay.
Jeez, little kids are funny. So you guys are deciding to continue pursuing this deer.
Yes, but a bit quieter and more on
All right.
than prior.
Both make stealth checks, please.
Oh, thank God. Adon, we almost said words.
Oh my god. Very good. So you're stealthy. You guys are kind of taking it easy. Thrud, with you leading and tracking, as well as kind of keeping an eye on the ground, you're kind of pointing out obstacles, sticks, things to kind of keep an eye out for Adon to make sure you guys don't scare any predator or prey off, essentially. Adon, make a perception check for me as you're kind of just following in Thrud's footsteps. 8, not horrible. You hear, and Thrud, make a perception check for me as well. Just had you both roll it, I'm sorry. You guys both kind of hear in the distance, and then some smash sound, and then you guys kind of like hold up for a minute. You clock it in to be maybe 100 feet through the dense wood that this came from, and then it's just been silence. And then you hear a parade of footsteps go, and then kind of distance off, and you no longer can hear them.
The footsteps, did they sound like they were armored or more of like
animalistic?
Animalistic. Kind of at first hearing whatever the crash was, so it's gonna kind of like just hold up a hand to tell Don to slow down, and hearing the footsteps kind of leave, so it's gonna just pause for a minute and kind of shallow his breathing and just listen to see if there's any like residual sounds coming from the area that aren't his or Don's breathing, or anything like sound wise that they've heard as they've kind of been coming this direction to begin with.
Are you staying in place, or are you continuing to head? The footsteps definitely ran like in a southern direction away from ahead of you, and then you haven't really heard much at this distance. Nothing out of the ordinary besides, you and Adon breathing, or just kind of, the occasional crow or flock of birds up above.
Are we in like a thicket of woods or something? Or
yes.
How heavy is it? Like, is it?
You can't see more than 30 feet ahead of you because the trees are so dense.
Okay. Let me rephrase how I'm asking that question. Is it enough that if I was to draw a weapon, could I draw a long sword, or is it?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Kind of just hearing the crash, I was just gonna kind of grab a hold of the long sword and unsheath it and keep slowly making his way forward.
Okay. Don, you following his lead?
Yeah, I'm like picking up rocks and things as we go along and just putting them in my bag.
Looking for that. Make another perception check, looking for this illusionary owl that you're searching for. You hear
better,
not close. You hear like what the fuck? Where is it?
It's trolling us.
But then it's that weird sensation of you're not sure if it's in your head or if it was real.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask Threads shrugs his shoulders at you.
Let's focus on bigger things.
You can see that the tracks that you're following, Thread, are getting fresher and fresher until a point you see there's a bit of blood on one of the trees that you kind of pass by. Fresh blood. You kind of touch it and rub it between your fingers, and you can tell it's like really, really fresh blood.
Is there any like fur or hair on the location where it's on the tree?
Make an investigation check. Not horribly bad. It's you look, but all you can really see at this point is just the blood on the tree trunk.
Kind of just seeing that, Thor's gonna just quietly point to it for Adon to see, and then he's gonna kind of look back down to the ground for a minute to see if he could spot where whatever this is from went, if there's like blood on the ground to follow.
You can tell that the tracks follow along with the blood.
Rud will keep going, but he's gonna kind of offset himself a little bit from the blood, just in case. I don't know what the ground is like. I don't know if it's like dirt ground or whatever.
It's like it's kind of a little bit moist. It's like a little squishy, like dense forest, like dirt ground. Yeah.
Rod's gonna kind of like offset, like I said, a little bit. That way, one, he doesn't step into the blood or anything. The blood is like soaked up. That's extra wet. Doesn't make any noise from his footsteps.
Okay. You guys take a few more minutes, kind of walking, and as you get closer, to where the original sounds you heard. Uh, Thrud, since you're kind of leading, you notice there's a smaller black furred animal that's like laying on its side facing away from you. It's maybe the size of uh, maybe like a regular house dog, maybe like a golden retriever size, but it's got all black fur, a long tail, and it's facing away from you on the ground in a little bit of a clearing, not really much of a clearing, but it's just laying down
How far are we from it?
20 feet, 30 feet.
Kind of seeing it, Thread's gonna just kind of quickly stop. Can I tell if it is breathing?
You kind of look and you see very, very faint ups and downs. Ever so faint.
Thread's gonna kind of turn to look at Adon for a minute and just very quietly he's just gonna go, whatever that thing is, it is alive. But I don't know for how much longer. Just be careful.
You hear like whimpering.
And hearing that, it's gonna like catch Thread's attention, since he's looking at Adon and seeing it's not coming from Adon. He's gonna just kind of like snap back into the direction of wherever this thing is and look for a second, and then he's gonna start moving towards it.
Okay, I love your eye reaction. That was beautiful. What the fuck is that? Amazing. You kind of creep up closer and you notice that it appears to be a wolf from the direction you came from, but as you get closer, it's a strange, like almost hybrid of some sort. Slightly more humanoid face, and you can tell there's a massive puncture wound in its side, and it's just unconscious right now, breathing. Very, very small, maybe 4 feet long, head to tail that you gauge.
Kind of coming up on it and looking at it as he comes up on it, like Thread's gonna just like quizzically like, what in the... He's gonna kind of like sheath his sword for a minute. And he's gonna kneel down next to it just to like see how bad this wound actually is on the thing. And kind of roll. No, no, no! Oh no! I don't feel comfortable anymore. And he's gonna kind of like roll it onto its back, I guess, to get a better look at it.
Yeah. Adon, what are you doing while Thread's investigating this
I'm like
creature?
behind a tree, like just peeking around it.
Okay. Adon, you kind of see as Thread kind of rolls it over, you can see this childlike face that's like on this creature. And Thread, you notice that like this puncture wound seems to be from it's not from a weapon, but it appears to be like a puncture wound from
Like a tree branch or something like that.
and you've seen these before. You've had these before while you've gone out hunting. They're from antlers. And you can see kind of near the kind of you look up from this creature, you see behind one of the trees like 2 deer legs that are kind of pretty large laying down on the ground, kind of facing out, like on the ground. You don't see the body of it, you just see the legs. It's like hidden behind the trees.
Okay, just for clarity for me, so
Mhm.
are the legs facing towards where me and Adon are, or like a direction not towards us?
They're like facing away.
Okay. Seeing these wounds, Thread's gonna, and registering what these are and having dealt with them before, Thread is gonna kind of grab the clothes that he tore off a chunk of for Henry out of his bag, and he's gonna kind of rip another section off of it and attempt to dress these wounds the best he can here on whatever this thing is.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll anything for it? To
Yeah. Let's make a medicine check. See how you can like tend to the wounds here. Nice.
Maybe.
Dirty
I
20.
panicked.
You kind of take a moment and you dress the wound, and it seems like you kind of use your water skin a little bit to kind of like clear it out just a little bit, bandage it up with your scrap cloth, and the breathing seems to get a little bit faster, like it's helped.
Kind of seeing this thing stabilize a bit to the best of Throat's knowledge, he's gonna look back to where he sees the deer legs at, and he's gonna draw his long sword again and go over to kind of to investigate that.
Okay, you kind of step up from the creature and you kind of walk over and you see that this is the deer you were tracking. It's a pretty large beast. Appears to be. You can see the antlers. It's dead. The antlers has. It's probably a 12 point, and one of the bigger antlers has a blood soaked, but it seems like it didn't survive its encounter, as there's a massive section of like the rib cage that's been chewed up and removed, so there's some organs exposed, some bone exposed from its side, but a majority of the body is still here, like 90% of it's still here.
Seeing that it's dead, Throat's gonna just quickly sheath his long sword, and as he kind of starts to kneel down next to it, he's gonna slide one of his hand axes out, and I'd like to harvest whatever I can off of this thing, like meat, hide, and if possible, both sets of antlers.
Okay. Make a survival check. So you're working on that. Adon, you're kind of behind the tree and you look out, and that creature's not there anymore.
Oh no.
What's laying in the space is a small child, maybe 12, 13 years old, sleeping, unconscious, naked. Blood kind of on his chest.
I'll creep over towards him.
Okay. Kind of walk over, and it's he's just kind of eyes closed, breathing, unconscious. You can see the bandages that Thrud had applied along his chest are still there.
I'll sit down next to him and shake him a little bit to try to wake him up.
No response.
All right, I'll just sit there and wait for Thread to come back.
Okay. Thrud, pretty good survival. You get both antlers. Probably like a good like a 2 square foot section of hide. And I mean, maybe like 20 to 30 pounds of deer meat, venison. And you can see that as you're harvesting this, that this was a wolf attack. There's obvious bite marks, claw marks, where the flesh has been torn. You've seen this before.
I've given myself 25 pounds of deer
That's fine.
meat. So you said somewhere between 20 to 30.
Yeah.
The only thing is it does not look like it updated my weight. So I don't know. I have it in the weight department, so I don't know if that's just
the weight department. Oh, here we go. There you go.
Thank you. That way, just so I know for clarity.
Yeah.
Kind of wrapping all of that up. Throat's gonna kind of take a moment. He's gonna go over to a patch of grass that isn't like extremely bloodied or anything, and he's gonna clean off his hand axe before turning his attention back to where he last saw Adon as he slides his hand axe into the holster for it.
Okay. You look over at Adon, and laying on the ground in front of Adon is a small, kind of gray, um, uh, like a grayish skinned boy, black hair, and you look and you see Adon kind of standing over this young Thrud. And that's where we're going to take a break. So we'll come back in 15 minutes, and then we'll continue tonight's session.
Sounds
what
good
the hell?
sounds good to me. We'll be back in about 15 minutes,
wow.
everybody.
Thread comes into the clearing of the tower, seeing the doors are shut, not
door.
knowing whether it's gonna. Is it just one door?
Yep. It's a magical door.
I couldn't remember if it was a set of like double doors or if it just was
Mhm.
like one solid door. That's why I said
You're
doors.
good.
But either way, seeing the door is shut, not knowing if what he's about to do is gonna work, as he reaches where the card that exploded was at, he's gonna kind of yell out, "Open the damn door!"
Can we hear him from inside? Or is it
Hmm.
insulated?
It's insulated, but like the tower is shabby.
Shabber.
And yeah, you guys can hear him screaming.
What the hell? All right, I'll go over and it's just a door, right? Not you just open
From
it?
the inside, you can open it from the inside, but you have to do something specific to open it from the outside. There's a little dance you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do I know this dance?
Well, you're inside. You can just push the door open. And
Oh, yeah.
let him
I'll
in.
put
Yeah. Sorry.
What?
The best time to start talking to me.
Down quick.
Rod, speak eloquently, quickly.
He found a child that he's kidnapping.
Oh, JD's eating too.
Oh, is this who we are now? We just kidnap children?
Didn't kidnap the damn kid. Thread's gonna just like kind of yell that out as he reaches these steps. Does he make it through the barrier that was there, or does Thread get stopped?
What barrier? The door?
Yeah, for the spell for the door, like that they had to
Oh.
dance for.
Oh no. That just opens the door.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thread's just gonna like. How many stairs are for this tower?
It's like a
inside?
couple. Oh, just a couple.
Oh, yeah, map's still up. Thread in just like one step is going to clear both of them, and is just gonna muscle his way past Shriek, and just finding like the cleanest spot he can. He's gonna just like shove things out of his way with his feet and set this child down.
God, you
Kane
said
is
you
like-
went hunting, but what?
Kane is like in the process of trying to tie himself up. Werewolves.
Thread walks in watching Kane just do a Ari on him, or a Ari on himself. Just
Oh.
over there with rope.
Also, a note, because I just want to make sure that you know, this whole time, Shriek has just been staring at you guys, and hasn't said a word.
Oh, right. The stuff.
Wait, what happened?
There's an anti-magic field that encompasses the tower.
Oh, that's
can't
right.
even come up to
We can't hear you right now. You've just been talking to yourself.
Oh no, when I'm in human form, I talk. with
Oh
my
yeah, never
mouth.
mind. Sorry,
Yes.
I didn't realize you were in your human form
Oh,
this
yeah.
whole time.
Oh, I should have asked.
But wait a
last time
second.
I played Shriek, I was in human form.
But
Hey, bud.
Shriek has to use magic to get to his human form.
No, it just transitions forms.
Cookie.
So like, you know what I mean?
Can you help me?
Okay.
I cannot.
Oh.
I guess whatever form I was in. I didn't know what form was I in when I started.
I
I'm
hadn't
trying to
changed
figure
your.
out.
I hadn't changed your form, so if the last form you were in was your human form, then
Yes.
Where does the form change come from? I haven't looked at it.
From hold on.
that dual personality.
Yeah. Your personalities. Guys upon. You have two different personas.
Okay,
Select
yeah.
your change appearance between your two personalities as often as you wish, using one to hide the other to serve your conventional camouflage. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, if you're in human form, word.
Okay.
Where did you find this child?
I know this looks bad. I
In the
promise
woods.
You, me and Adon, shut up. I promise you, me and Adon had nothing to do with this.
Tell him why he's naked.
Adon, I swear to God, I will hang you from the rafters.
Just rolled by the Catholic Church.
Next time I go hunting, he is not to go with me.
Adon, you have a foul, foul mind.
What? No, it's a serious.
Adon,
Tell
I
him why
swear
he's
to God.
naked.
Thrud is going to turn. Is Adon within arm's reach of him?
I don't know, Adon.
Oh, I know. I'm on the other side of the room.
Whatever's happening, I'm lightning lunging in the middle of it to hold Thrud back.
He already knows.
Thrud is just gonna like turn, like imagining Adonis next to him, and he's going to reach out. I'm gonna say like Thrud. If you're looking at Von Richten's Towers map, the
Mm-hmm.
okay, those are statues. Never mind, I forgot. I thought they were barrels for some reason. Never mind. The nearest crate, Thrud is just gonna grab a corner of it and literally just shatter the entire whole corner out of this crate with his bare
Okay.
hands, and he's just gonna turn. I was hunting. I heard something.
We were hunting.
Adon, I swear to God, shut up, or I will throw every single needle I grabbed at your face. Also, Kane, I have something to give you when this is over. We were attacked. I did all the work, per the usual, with Adon, but that's okay. I continued tracking what I was hunting, and we heard something. I think I found our answer to our werewolf problem.
The answer? I didn't know there was an answer.
That is very vague, I have to say. But
This child
and
is
this,
a werewolf.
oh,
I didn't know there was a problem with werewolves.
We were trying to find a way to meet the werewolves.
Oh, wow. Well, I didn't think that would. Well, all right.
problem finding them or getting there at least.
Mm-hmm.
We had a rough idea.
Capturing one and bringing it back with you? Like, how does this help us?
Shriek, I did not capture it. It was wounded. I helped it. I cleaned up the prey that it had hunted, and when I turned around, Adon was standing next to it. Now, I'm no doctor. I handled the bare minimum I could healing this thing.
Right. I'll hearing you say that, I'll like go crouch down and start checking if he's okay.
Kind of
Not Fred, the child.
watching Kane work. Thread's gonna just look at him. I know what these wounds are. The wounds from antler punctures hunting deer. He should pull through, but again, healing is out of my wheelhouse normally. I just grin and bear it until my wounds heal, but this one needs more help than I could give it.
Kane,
Oh yeah.
make a make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. So you're kneeling down just to kind of inspect, and what are you doing, Kane?
Yeah, I want to see, like, does he look like mortally injured? Or, like,
Make a medicine check.
seems like he's gonna be all right, or medicine.
You kind of lift up the bandage that Thread had created, and it seems to be like the bleeding has stopped. A little warm to the touch, but this seems just unconscious right now. Still breathing.
I think he'll pull through. I think my plan about being tied up is probably not a good idea now. As he would be. I was thinking maybe for meeting the werewolves that I could be tied up to not appear as a threat, but having a tied up vampire alongside an injured child
Hostage.
werewolf might be highly vicious and highly unfavorable for them towards me.
I don't think you're wrong there, Kane. At this point, Fred's gonna kind of pull his bag off of his back for a minute, and he's gonna pull out a handful of the needles that he grabbed, and he's gonna kind of hold out his hand to Kane. I'm not sure if these can be used for anything, but creatures that attacked us, these came from them.
This attack wasn't related to the werewolf child.
No. This was maybe 5 minutes before we found the child.
Right. Yeah, I'll take a look at these little needles.
It's like regular old wooden needles from some type of tree that has really, really large barbs.
Right. Did you want me to examine them, or maybe mostly hang on to them in case they are useful?
I wasn't sure if you could use them for whatever things you do with your potions and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, I'll hang on to them. Maybe test things out.
Throw will give him like a small rundown of what the creatures were that they fought, just to see
Okay.
if maybe he could think of anything that they might be used for.
Yeah, he kind of tells you what they encountered, and you're like, yeah, it sounds like blights, but you haven't really come across any potions or anything like that, or any kind of alchemical compounds that utilize them. But doesn't mean that they won't. Just you
Okay.
just do not know of any.
Do I know what kind of are they creatures of made from magic, or are they more just a natural thing that happens?
They are created with magic. Uh, why don't you make a intelligence check? Is that right? Yeah. Okay, pretty decent. And also being Kane does kind of assist you at some points. You kind of look at the needles, and then you look up at Thrud, and you recall of a legend that tells of a vampire named Golthias who worked terrible magic and raised up an abominable tower called Night Fang Spire. Golthias was undone when a hero plunged a wooden stake through his heart, but the vampire was destroyed. But as the vampire was destroyed, his blood infused the stake with dreadful power. In time, tendrils of new growth sprouted from the wood, growing into a sapling infused with the vampire's evil essence. That's kind of where they were created. So, hatred, magic, just pure evil.
These were not very good things to come across, but I guess you handled it well if you're still here.
Can't say that. Thro's just gonna kind of look down at his chest. Has the blood stopped flowing from Thread's wounds, or is it still kind of a little trickle here and there? Kind of just looking at his chest. Well, I've been better, been worse, but they were dealt with.
Well,
Do you have any extra of those bobs?
I could, yeah, I could give you part of what he gave to me as well.
I did offer you 10, Kane.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind having just one.
Sure, yeah.
One needle blight needle.
Needle bite, needle?
Blight.
Needle blight.
Mhm.
Okay, how do I do this? I click this. Okay.
Yeah.
Needle blight, needle.
Do we? I guess what should we do now? Do you think we should wait for this youngling to wake up again and
I still
go
think
from
that's
there?
pretty big problem. What are we exactly supposed to what is the plan here?
We're not aware of what clan this child belongs to. But I know how they operate. Even with Cain, if we can find who the child belongs to, I can almost guarantee we will have an audience with their chief.
You think that they'll be like happy that we have the wounded child? I think you're overestimating the generosity of these werewolves.
So he's going to sit there for a minute. He's going to look down at the ground, and everybody's going to watch as he kind of like taps a couple of knuckles off of the ground for a minute. You underestimate the generosity of the werewolves. There is not a person in this building who knows what they are like more than me.
Guess we'll just have to trust that for now. We have no other choice.
Kane, you've killed a few. So that comment by Thread would probably irk Kane.
Right. I probably don't know as much about the trust of werewolves, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. Just a side note.
Yeah. I guess the main question I'm thinking is, should we try to start heading towards, should be around the lake here to get to where the werewolves should be, or should we wait till this child wakes up, explain how you bandaged his wound, and ask if he can lead us to his kin?
Well, I guess that begs to differ the question of, do you think his wounds can handle the journey?
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't look so bad.
Henry pipes up from the corner, like fiddling with the locket. He's like, "I like the second one. That's a good idea."
I could make some caffeinated juice that might wake him up. I don't know, but other than that, maybe, or at least we could start traveling. At least maybe in the right direction.
I could try something.
Oh, sure.
I'll walk over to them and the child, and I'll sit down on my knees, and I'll rub just like maybe like two fingers on each hand together, and make like a little spark, and give him like a little defib.
Okay. Just roll a d20 for me.
Copy.
Oh my goodness, dude, try to electrocute this man. Hey, you know his heart is working, right?
You kind of zap, and this child kind of like and slices up at you with its hand.
Here we go again.
As a reactionary. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 will not hit.
What?
Oh,
You got a
Does
high
kind of
AC.
scrape across your armor, and then it just still stays unconscious.
Hmm. Well, I've done what I can do, I guess.
Fine, fine, I'll do it.
You do what? I just tried to.
I mean, don't hurt him. I'm gonna stay away from him just so if he does wake up, I'm not one of the first things he sees.
If you're gonna do something, at least somebody
maybe I'll
hold
stay
each other up,
outside.
man.
I'll go over to him.
I'm gonna hold his arms down.
Thread's gonna just kind of like motion for Henry to kind of just move. Not like in a harsh way, but he's just gonna kind of like brace himself above the kid's arms, since Thread is very familiar with like how strong these guys actually are.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I will take my hammer out. I'll raise it above my head. And then with the other hand, I'll cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. You want to roll for that?
Sure. 11 points.
Okay. You kind of put your hand down and cure the wounds on this boy. We're gonna have to probably wrap up at 9, dude. My daughter had shots this week, and she's been absolutely miserable. And I don't know if you can hear her; she's just like screaming out there, and kind of feel bad sitting in here ignoring.
I think that's completely understandable.
But so you cast Cure Wounds, Adon, and you kind of see like the eyes start to open and kind of blink, and the little boy just kind of looks up at you, Adon, holding a hammer above, says, "Don't hurt me."
Oh no! This is just for effect. I'm not gonna hurt you. We saved you. We saw well, we didn't see what happened, but we found you after the attack, and we brought you back here for safety.
Kind of looks around, he like notices he's naked, and like immediately like puts his hands over his junk, and he's like, it's kind of cold.
Henry, you have little boy's clothes.
Well, I'll take offense to that, but
Fred might still have them too.
I do have an additional set of common clothes, and I will quickly pull them out, not realizing, because rabbits don't normally wear clothes.
Kind of like takes it and shuffles over the corner and like kind of gets dressed. Looks a bit shabby, but it's kind of a skinny, tall kid, like 12, 13 years old. It's a little muddied up, but
I'll kind of like
okay.
I kind of like puff up in front of him with my fur to make sure nobody's looking or nobody can see his, give him some privacy.
Wait, so is your junk showing in this whole time, Penny?
No. I have armor on that covers my bits.
Okay.
He's an innie, not an outie.
That is correct.
But he's like, thanks, and kind of like just acting very shy.
Kind of seeing the kid finally come to and get dressed and everything. Thread's gonna just like slowly stand up as like this wave of just like relief washes over Thread, and he's gonna kind of look at the child for a minute. We don't mean you any harm. I want to point that out right off the bat. We don't wish to harm you or anything. Me and the one who healed you found you in the woods, like he had said. My name is Thrud. That is Don, as he kind of points to a Don. Kind of points to Henry. That is Henry, the other one in the corner back there. And Thrud's gonna just kind of point to where he heard Shriek a minute ago. His name is. Well, yeah, he's got a name, but for now we'll keep that under wraps. And you are.
Make a charisma. Just a persuasion. Roll for persuasion. Okay. Because the name's Ren.
Ren?
Yeah.
Like R-E-N Ren?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ren, you're safe for now. Your wounds were very bad. So just take a couple of deep breaths and relax for now.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
Yeah. Do you have any food?
It's gonna kind of sling his bag off of his back. Well, I guess it depends on how hungry you are. I've got some rations, or I've got some deer meat.
Ooh, I'll take the deer meat. Thanks.
Fred will pull out. I guess how big are the chunks of deer meat?
I don't know.
That
Like
made?
maybe like 2 to 3 to like about probably like you probably about have like 5 chunks of meat weighing around like 5 to 6 pounds apiece.
Okay, then I'll pull out one chunk and hand it to him.
Immediately starts tearing into it. You can
cooked.
see his teeth are doesn't even flinch. Just takes it and starts like just ripping the meat off. Starts chewing on it and eating it.
I was just gonna kind of like close his bag back up and sling it over his shoulder as he watches him, and I'm just gonna kind of like stand there as he waits for him to finish eating.
Okay. He's gonna kind of take some time to work on this food, and I'm gonna have to peel out because this is like getting worse out there. So I gotta go make sure that everything's a-okay. So we'll come back next week. She had like 4 shots this week, like flu, influenza, and all the other fun stuff. Tdap, all that fun stuff that babies get. So she's lit up.
Don't worry, sir.
Her legs nasty.
We'll actively look for another DM. Okay,
That's fine.
Oh my god. Oh my.
JD, pick up from here.
Okay, and then we all died.
Okay, beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
There's
The
another
werewolf
explosive
child
wagon.
killed all of
that
us.
is the most insane ending I've ever
Tower falls down.
had in any campaign.
JD, do we level up at least?
Tower falls down and kills us all.
You level up all the way, and then you die.
Oh yeah.
Too
Oh,
much
Level up
knowledge.
all the
Your
way.
brain explodes from too much
You're
knowledge.
welcome.
Too much reading.
Too
in the
many
books.
level ups at the same time. The what is it? The sensation of leveling up so many times causes. Well, never mind. I was about to. Okay.
I know where you're going with it.
Oh no.
all right.
Leveled
Well,
up last week myself.
hell
So
yeah.
much sensation.
So, thanks for joining us. All the information, like normal, is in the description of the video. And as always, say goodbye, everybody.
Hello.
Bye.
Bye-bye.